This is vital soundbite from Dr. Sebi. Fair use, shout out, Alkaline, meal ideas, and more. This particular sound clip is so vital. Fair use.
Active herb that they're using prevent them from reaching the goal that they're pursuing. It was my steam engineering experience that helped me in herbology to understand the herbs that God made. Yes, it has to be made by God. If we eat something that God didn't make, we are running the risk of disease. Then we're going to be angry, like I were at only 30 years of age.
Because his steam engineering had to do with electricity, knowledge of electricity, which led him to testing plants. Now check this out.
I was extremely angry. I knew that the pH value, the pH factor, had a lot to do with healing. And the herbalists then, like the herbalists today, are unaware that the pH factor has a lot to do with it. Meaning this, I said that if God tell us that the herbs are for the healing of the nations, in the book of Genesis, in the book of Ezekiel, in the book of Exodus, and the book of Revelation, it says that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Then as I go further into the history of medicine, this is where I found that
fair use for educational purposes. This is why we continue this work. So this is the groundwork.
The great Hippocrates used herbs to cure disease, and that he cured every disease known to man. This man was curing every disease in Greece 355 years before Christ was even born. So when people tell us that only Jesus healed, you remind them that Hippocrates was there long before he was born, 300 years. So I said, if Jesus cured with herbs, Hippocrates cured with herbs, and God said the herbs, then what's up? Why aren't we cured with herbs today? So I said, one day when I went to work, my wife and I were talking all night. We were engaged in this conversation about these herbs. So my aunt said to me that there could be something locked someplace that prevent us from accomplishing the goals that Jesus Christ and Hippocrates accomplished. When I went to work that night, I found it. I laughed. Oh, I was so happy. I was extremely happy.
Fair use.
Because I said, it is required of us to maintain the pH at 6.9. At 7, which is the neutral zone.
Here we go.
pH of 7 is neutral. And if it is slightly on the active side, it's 6.9. And the reason why we maintain the pH of 6.9 is to keep the tube of the boil clean, that there will be no life form in there. But if the pH is 7.1, oh, now you're going to experience life. Life form will begin to accumulate in the tubes of the boil.
Shoot. Trying to show off there with that switch. Here we go. Worth repeating.
Life form will begin
went to 6.9 for a second.
Preventing the radiant heat or the convection heat from reaching the tube. I said that if life was so powerful that it could exist in a temperature of 450 degrees, then the herbs that heal would have to be alkaline on 7+ instead of acid 6.9. Then I begin to check the pH of all the herbs. I begin to test it. I test comfrey, acid.
You won't find this anywhere.
Acid. I also tested aloe vera, St. John wort, rose hip, comfrey. All of these things are very acid. Carrot juice is extremely acid, yet
Self-esteem.
Then and now, I'm still recommending these acid foods.
Self-system.
So I said, well, let me investigate further to see which are the alkaline herbs. and I began to see that burdock, yellow dock, also the elderberry, these are alkali plants. Also the Virginia snake root, that's alkaline. One has to know the herbs that are alkali of
Fair use. It's also my belief that people have taken his information and said he ate snake and things like that. That's why we need to cross-check a lot of stuff. He's talking about the Virginia snake root, and he talks about the Mexican herbalist on another soundbite. But this soundbite was crucial because this was his discovery of the electrical conductivity in plants.
goes to the herbs that are active. This today is not really considered, nor do they follow that particular, road or understanding.
And then we see other people that were studied, like David Arrett, double check the name, the mucusless diet. But we'll just think about the life and the electrical part of it. When something's dead, boom, to the next.